The stories you'll hear here are bound by nothing but time itself. Welcome to Eternal Voices.
Communication, at its core, is the thread that connects humanity, allowing us to share ideas, form relationships, and build societies. Over the centuries, the way we communicate has dramatically transformed, each generation adding new layers to how we interact with one another. From handwritten letters to instantaneous messaging and, perhaps, AI-generated conversations in the future, the journey of communication holds fascinating twists and turns. But what if we could look at it not just as a linear progression of technological advancements, but as an evolving narrative, one that challenges and reshapes how we connect, express, and even understand each other? Imagine the world before telephones, emails, and text messages, an era where the most intimate form of communication was a handwritten letter. These letters weren't just about words, they were a reflection of time, patience, and effort. Each letter was a small piece of the writer's soul, meticulously crafted, often sent over great distances, carrying the weight of emotions, stories, and shared moments. It was a form of communication that demanded reflection, and in many ways, it forced us to slow down. Handwritten letters were not just a means of exchanging information, they were an experience. People would eagerly await letters, savoring the handwriting, the smell of the paper, and the anticipation of reading something personal and intimate. They weren't just messages, they were an artifact, a testament to time spent apart. Yet, with this intimacy came a challenge: the delay. Communication, though meaningful, was slow, often requiring days, weeks, or even months for words to travel between people. And in the absence of instantaneous connection, face-to-face conversations held immeasurable value. Without technology to mediate our interactions, we relied on nonverbal cues, tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions, giving us the chance to truly understand the emotional depths of a conversation. Fast forward to the present, where communication has evolved into something almost paradoxical. The advent of the telephone, the rise of the internet, and the omnipresence of social media have brought the world to our fingertips. We can now text, call, or video chat with anyone, anywhere, at any time. But with this instantaneous nature of communication comes a curious twist. While we're more connected than ever, are we truly connecting? Social media platforms, instant messaging, and emojis have given rise to a form of communication that is fast, efficient, and often shallow. Messages are shorter, interactions quicker, and the meaning behind the words sometimes diluted by convenience. The richness of a handwritten letter is lost in the flurry of tweets and texts. Face-to-face interactions, once central to how we communicated, are now often reduced to virtual chats, where real-time reactions are replaced with digital avatars. Yet, these new methods of communication have also sparked an incredible shift in how we perceive and experience connection. Social media connects us across borders, allowing us to form relationships with people we may never meet in person. Video calls, while lacking the tactile intimacy of in-person conversations, bring distant loved ones into our homes in ways once thought impossible. However, the challenge lies in how we navigate this sea of messages, knowing that the emotional depth often gets lost in a flood of memes, likes, and quick responses. Now, let's twist the narrative forward to the future, one where artificial intelligence and virtual reality, VR, don't just facilitate communication but redefine it entirely. Imagine a world where your most mundane conversations, perhaps a good morning or how's your day, are powered by AI, which tailors responses not just to your words, but to your mood, tone, and even past conversations. What happens when we no longer speak with another human, but with an AI that mimics human emotion and responses with perfect accuracy? Picture this: you're sitting at home, communicating with your best friend, who is now halfway across the world. You're not just having a conversation through a screen, but stepping into a fully immersive virtual world where you're sitting side by side, in a simulation so realistic you can almost feel their presence. VR allows this, transforming digital communication into something that feels almost tangible. You could shake hands, hug, or even walk through the streets of a virtual city together. But herein lies the knot. While these advancements in AI and VR promise more lifelike, personalized connections, they also spark new ethical dilemmas. How much of our communication is truly human when it is mediated by machines? What happens when AI systems, learning from billions of data points, can predict our every emotional need, and we lose the raw unpredictability and authenticity that make human interactions so special? Will AI-driven conversations replace the messiness and complexity of real human communication? Will we forget the beauty of miscommunication, the nuance of tone, and the unpredictability of emotions? These are questions that beckon in the future, as we stand at the precipice of an entirely new communication paradigm. Here's the most intriguing twist: could all of these futuristic technologies eventually drive us back to something more akin to the past? As we dive deeper into the realm of instant messaging, AI-driven conversations, and virtual spaces, could we find ourselves longing for the slow, thoughtful communication of the past? In a world saturated with instant responses and digital noise, there may emerge a counter-trend, a desire for deeper, more meaningful connections. Could the future see a resurgence in the appreciation for handwritten letters, for the thoughtful pause before sending a message, for face-to-face interactions that cannot be replicated through a screen? There may be a paradox in the digital age, a longing for simplicity. With our future filled with AI assistants and immersive virtual worlds, we might find solace in the very things that once slowed us down. The simplicity of a handwritten letter could once again become a cherished form of communication. Face-to-face conversations, devoid of distractions, might return as the gold standard of authentic interaction. In a world of algorithms, people may crave human unpredictability once more. As we move from one generation to the next, the evolution of communication will continue to twist and turn in unexpected ways. From the intimacy of handwritten letters to the speed of social media and the possibilities of AI and VR, we've seen how technology can push the boundaries of how we connect. Yet, with every leap forward, there are always moments that pull us back to the heart of communication, the desire to understand, to connect, and to share something meaningful. In the end, the true evolution of communication isn't just about the tools we use, it's about the timeless need for connection. Whether through a handwritten letter, a text, a video call, or an AI-generated conversation, the fundamental purpose of communication remains unchanged: to bring us closer to each other, to bridge gaps, and to keep telling our stories. And perhaps, in the end, it's the twists and knots in the journey, those moments where we struggle with technology and rediscover humanity, that define the future of communication, just as much as the breakthroughs themselves.
The story doesn't end here. It's only waiting for the next chapter. Stay tuned for more from Eternal Voices.